Good afternoon. I'd like to call our meeting to order. Today is Monday, October the 30th, 2023. This is a special school board meeting, and we're starting at 12:01. Um, The school board would like to take this moment to respectfully acknowledge that we are residing on the traditional land of the Dene people. Our mission is to provide an excellent, equitable education in a safe, supportive environment so all students will succeed and contribute to a diverse and changing society. Ms. Richardson, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Burnett,
Here.
Mrs. Hardy,
Here.
Miss Marati,
Here.
Mrs. Sanderson.
Here.
Thank you. The board has a quorum.
Thank you. Next, we have our public comment, and it's limited to the item on the agenda only. Testimony is limited to 2 minutes per person for a maximum of 1 hour. People who have signed up in advance through the school board office to testify in person or by Zoom will be called upon first. If time remains, everyone who is in person will be invited to testify until the 1 hour time limit has been reached. A person testifying shall state their full name, spelling their last name, and their city of residence for the record. Board members may ask questions for clarification. Do we have any testimony? One signed up for public testimony. Seeing none, I will move on to the oath of office. Yes, I said anyone in the audience wanting to testify. Seeing none, public testimony is closed, and we move on to our oath of office. Superintendent, our judge, if you will come forward, and Mr. Doran will take his place. Sir, you can do them however you want to do them.
No, I mean, please stay here, but we'll do them one at a time. Okay? It's important. Let's not get lost in the crowd. Hello? Thank you. My goodness. Is that better? Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Earl Peterson. I'm a Superior Court judge here in Fairbanks and for the state of Alaska. It is my privilege to swear in your new board members and I guess your re-elected board member. As I thought about this and as I inherit this position, at least today, from Judge Lyle, who is retired, he told me, make some comments. So I thought about what I should say. And my wife warned me, she's right over there. She said, keep it brief and don't embarrass us. So I thought about that too. And I came up with 3 quotes that hopefully can guide you, and one less so. But so I would share this. 247 years ago, John Adams wrote, the whole people must take upon themselves the education of the whole people and must be willing to bear the expense of it. There should not be a district of 1 mile square without a school in it maintained at the public expense for the people themselves. And certainly since that time, we have created quite the system of education in our country. And then 77 years, you can see where I'm going with the next quote, Abraham Lincoln wrote, upon the subject of education, not prescribing to dictate any plan or system respecting it, I can only say that I view it as the most important subject which we as a people can be engaged in. And again, your presence here today shows that. You're willing to give of yourselves in furtherance of the education of our community and our children. And then somehow, 110 years after that, we're left with this. When I think back on all the crap I learned in high school, it's a wonder I can think at all. That's Paul Simon. So I think the better of those is certainly John Adams and Abraham Lincoln. Please bear that in mind as you go forward with this noble obligation. I know that we as a community would appreciate that. And, you know, we can enjoy Paul Simon over the radio. All right. We will take Miss Maple. You'll go first.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alaska
and the Constitution of the State of Alaska
and the laws of the Fairbanks North Star Borough,
and the laws of the Fairbanks North Star Borough,
and that I will honestly, faithfully, and impartially
that I will honestly, faithfully, and impartially
perform my duties
perform my duties
as a Board of Education member
as a Board of Education member
of the Fairbanks North Star Borough
of the Fairbanks North Star Borough
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sign there. And we'll finish that later.
Okay.
Mr. Burgess. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alaska
and the Constitution of the State of Alaska
and the laws of the Fairbanks North Star Borough,
and the laws of the Fairbanks North Star Borough,
and that I will honestly, faithfully, and impartially
and that I will honestly, faithfully, and impartially
perform my duties
perform my duties
as a Board of Education member
as a Board of Education member
of the Fairbanks North Star Borough
of the Fairbanks North Star Borough
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you would sign that. Thank you. And our returning member. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alaska
and the Constitution of the State of Alaska
and the laws of the Fairbanks North Star Borough,
and the laws of the Fairbanks North Star Borough,
and that I will honestly, faithfully, and impartially
and that I will honestly, faithfully, and impartially
perform my duties
perform my duties
as a Board of Education member
as a Board of Education member
of the Fairbanks North Star Borough
of the Fairbanks North Star Borough
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
If you would sign that, please. Take care of the extra copies later. They get to make words?
At this time,
Okay.
yes, Mr. Jordan, you can go ahead and have a seat, and then we will move to the reorganization of the board. And our new board members, if you'll come and sit behind the dais. The gavel has been passed to the superintendent, Dr. Luke Marnard, to conduct the election of the board president. After the election of the president, the gavel will be turned over to the newly elected president to conduct the remaining elections for vice president, treasurer, and clerk. If there is more than one nomination for an office, the vote will be taken by secret ballot. And we all have our board pieces of paper. Dr. Minor, go ahead.
Thank you, President Sanderson, and congratulations to our new board members. Nominations for board president are now open. Ms. Moratti.
Move to nominate Brandy Hardy to serve as president of the Fairbanks North Star Borough Board of Education during the 2023-2024 school year.
Any other further nominations?
I'd like to nominate Tim Doran for a position as president. Tim Doran has showed consistent and unwavering dedication to our community. And with a board as young as ours now, I do believe going forward into the future over the next year, having Tim as our president would be the way forward. So I would like to nominate Tim.
Any additional nominations? Hearing none, nominations are now closed. We'll go to a secret ballot. The votes have been tallied. Congratulations, President Hardy. I will pass the gavel to you.
The nominations for vice president are now open. Ms. Maple?
I'd like to nominate Tim Doran to be Vice President of the Board of Education for 2023 to 2024.
Are there any further nominations? Sorry,
I would
Melissa.
actually like to
Ms. Burnett.
second that for Tim Doran. Thank you.
Moved and seconded, Tim Doran has been nominated as Vice President of the Board of Education for the 2023-2024 school year. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Seeing none? Hearing no objections, Tim Doran has been elected the Vice President of the Board of Education for 2023-2024 school year. Nominations for treasurer are now open. Ms. Burnett or Mrs. Burnett?
I would like to move to nominate Erin Moratti as treasurer for the 2023-2024 season.
Second.
Are there any further nominations? Moved and seconded, Erin Moratti has been nominated as treasurer of the Board of Education for the 2023-2024 school year. All in favor? Hearing no objections, Erin Moratti has been elected the treasurer of the Board of Education for the 2023-2024 school year. The nominations for clerk are now open. Mr. Burgess.
I'd like to nominate Choya Sanderson for the position of clerk.
Are there any further nominations? Ms. Burnett?
Why not? I'd like to nominate myself. Thank you.
doesn't have the piece here, but will the board please vote?
Choya Sanderson has been nominated as Clerk of the Board of Education for 23-24.
Next on the agenda is any board comments. If any board members would like to make a comments, starting with Ms. Marati.
I just wanted to thank everyone for being here today. This is a great turnout, and we appreciate the support for our new board members. Welcome, Mr. Burgess and Ms. Maple. Thank you for running and for serving your time here with us. We are grateful for all of your time and energy that you're going to give to our students. Thanks.
Mr. Doran.
Thank you. Yes, congratulations. Welcome to the board, to Meredith and Bobby. And congratulations to our new president and other board members, officers. I just wanted to say a couple of words because I think it's important. I've been really pleased with our board in the past year. People have really worked hard to make progress, to work together, and I look forward to continuing that as we go forward. I want to take a moment to thank Joya Sanderson, who served as our president this past year, brought forth a couple of things about being student-focused, looking at ways of governance that we have, that we do work together. We figure out that we don't always have to agree, but that we can be agreeable. And she has done a great job in moving that forward. Also, the policy work that we're heavily into, not only in working in partnership with the Alaska Association of School Boards, but as a board itself, how we operate with the policies directly related to us. And so I really want to say thank you very, very much. And I also want to say that as we move forward as a board, with the leadership of Dr. Meinert, I think is really important. I was thinking I have been working with superintendents in their first year in the superintendency quite a number of times, often as president of the Fairbanks Principals Association and beyond management team, but look forward to continuing that work with you as we go forward. So I think as we move forward, we're going to be looking at the strategic plan next year to create a new one for 2025 and beyond. So we have a lot of different things on our plate, but I think the commitment of every member here, and it came through in the election, is to work together, to be positive, to listen to our whole community, and to help draw our community together, but again, with that student focus. So just a couple of thoughts I wanted to share, and congratulations again to President Hardy.
Any further comments? Ms. Sanderson.
Yes, I'd like to take this time to really thank everyone on the board and welcome our two new members, Ms. Meredith and Mr. Burgess. One thing I've learned in next year will be 40 years in education in this community for me. I've served in many capacities, and sitting in the seat of president, I was the union president for 4 years, representing ESSA and working with the administration and the district. So I congratulate Ms. Hardy because one thing I've come to realize, and that is a focus for myself, is that in the chairs, in a chair, in the chair, is a leader. So going forward, Ms. Hardy will be leading us forward, and as we work together. And one of the things that I've pointed out to our board previously, which they've taken issue with at times, but I recognize my weaknesses and my strengths, and I recognize the board's individually their strengths and their weaknesses, and then we work together in those strengths, understanding that what we come here for is to um, make policy to support students and to make sure that everything we're doing is a student-focused situation, because that's the only reason I'm here. I want to thank the community for having confidence in me, and I'm looking forward to the direction that we can move in. Just to let you know, there's some tough times ahead of us. We have some tough decisions that are going to have to be made, and we will have to work as a team, utilizing every bit of our knowledge, our expertise, our networking, as we have two new members on the board who have a whole different sphere of influence, to partner with those influences to first find funding for everything that we're going to have to need to do for our students in this next coming year and in the future. And next, the other thing would be our legislative priority. And that legislating priority for funding is something that everyone out there in those seats, we are calling on you to partner with us to make that happen. So I'm looking forward to seeing the work that the board will demonstrate, and that as we move forward to what is best for our students in the community. I thank you for your time, and congratulations again.
Mr. Burgess?
Thank you. You know, I was so focused on the oath of office, I didn't even think about preparing remarks. But I just wanted to say that I take that oath very seriously, and I want the community to understand that I intend to serve with integrity and with impartiality, as the oath says. It was a tough campaign season. There was a lot going on, and I just want to reiterate that I recognize that the entire community is my constituency, and that I intend to serve the entire community, putting students first, as Ms. Sanderson said. So thank you for welcoming me to the board. Congratulations to our new president.
All right, Mrs. Maple?
I could just say the exact same thing that Mr. Burgess just said. I didn't think about some comments, but to echo what he said, the campaign was grueling, to say the least. And I am very honored that the community showed up, and that I have this privilege to serve our community. As Bobby said, I take it very seriously, and as I campaigned saying, I'm here to represent everybody, and I am really grateful for the opportunity to do that alongside all of these wonderful people. So thank you.
Was there anyone else? Ms. Burnett?
Just wanted to say welcome to the board, Bobby and Meredith. I look forward to working with you over the next year. Congratulations, and I know how hard campaigning is, so kudos to you guys.
And put myself at the end of the queue. I want to echo Mr. Doran's words. The leadership of Ms. Sanderson over the last year has been immense. She took on some very heavy lifts, the policy work being one of them, that I am so impressed that we're tackling that over that 2-day time span was a lot, and I hope to carry on that work. And her constant, steadfast, I'm missing the word, but on student-focused governance, and that we focus always on what is best for our students, and that is such a hallmark of Ms. Sanderson's leadership, and I'm grateful to have served underneath her. I would also like to thank the community. This is quite a show up for Monday at noon, and I appreciate that everyone came and that you are so supportive of this Board of Education. We have a wonderful elected body here, and I think that we will accomplish a lot over this next year for our students, for our community. And I'm just thankful to be on it and even more humbled to be in a leadership role. The last bit, there are cupcakes in the back. They're from Little Owl, so there shouldn't be any allergen issues if you would like that. We didn't get enough for quite this turnout, but maybe we can get a knife and cut some. Thank you so much, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn?
We are adjourned.